That's all they say. So listen, let's get on with the show and bring on our first guest. He actually has a friend with him that actually been in hiding for a while. I don't know where he's been in college or he's been in a cave, but he's an author of the new book called The President Street Boys. Let's give it up for Frankie DiMatteo, accompanied by Nick Christophers. There he is, my man.
Hi, my man.
What's going on, buddy?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know what the hell happened to you.
They let him out.
I call this guy 1,000 times, 3 years for write-ups. He finally comes out, does a write-up, and then I see him. Here he is.
Well, he did the write-up.
I love this guy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Frankie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Well, you know, I noticed that the first time I was here, the last time I'm here now, I used to have dark hair. I used to have more hair and dark hair. What happened?
Listen, you could drink with the best of them.
Well, that's what it is. At
kidding
least I'm
me?
good at something.
Congratulations to Frankie. He's a 4-time grandfather. They just had another grandson.
Thank you. Yes.
What, Gianni?
Gianni, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Yes, he's another little one we got. My fourth boy.
God bless you.
No girls yet.
They're going to be the next President Street Boys, right?
I don't know, man.
I'm only kidding. You never
I don't
know.
You never
They
know.
might be the next Little House on the Prairie.
Could be. I don't know, as long as there's something.
Let's hope for that.
Yeah.
Now, listen, you're here to talk about the book, The President Street Boys, Growing Up Mafia.
Yes.
Talk about it.
Well, it was a memoir I started about 3 years ago. I was sitting around and I was talking to Nikki, you know, we were just thinking about what to do for the magazine. And we had a little low time and he was working on some stories for the magazine and I just started jotting down some stuff about my life. And everybody around me said, you know, that's good stuff, why don't you put it together? And I wound up putting it together and it became what you got now, a book. Right? But I started as a memoir, you know, just writing down little stuff that I did, you know, or I knew about, or...
And you witnessed a lot of this stuff
Yeah,
growing up,
yeah.
because your father.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, I was privy to everything there, you know. But when you do a book, John, it's really crazy because when I had all the stuff at the end, it was this big, the book, you know. And when you do a book form, you can't do nothing. There's nothing there, you know. But it gives you a little look of what we did and what I've seen and stuff like that. I thought it was a pretty good book. The
There's a
sequel's
lot of
gonna be
funny
better.
stuff, a lot of funny characters named here. Just the stuff. Frankie wrote this book like he's just talking to like us. We're hanging out at the bar.
Exactly
you know,
right, try to
dropping
do.
F-bombs and
That's right.
you know, F and
Just like we
Frankie
sit down
was-
and talk.
Yeah,
Somebody's-
excellent. And
you know.
it's a fun read. It's an easy read, and it's a lot of interesting stories.
I think so.
What's your favorite part of the book that brings you back?
My favorite part was when we were in Freeport, Long Island, and my godfather was drinking, and a couple of guys were at the house. Louis the Syrian and Albert Gallo and Steven Cirillo and Bobby Bongiovanni was there, myself. Al Goldstein from School Magazine was there. And my godfather, about 4 o'clock in the morning, after us drinking all night, disappeared with a boat, in a boat. My father had a boat there. We lived in Freeport. We had a summer house in Freeport. And about 2 hours later, police came knocking on our door. And my father answered the door and said, you know, can I help you? Well, they said that we found this guy on your boat, you know, in the middle of the night. He's got no paperwork, and he's drunk. And Father, do you know him? He goes, yeah, it's my boat. That's my a friend of mine. We're going to do it. We're going to give him a ticket. Are you going to take him? He goes, yeah, we'll take him. And comes in the house. My father asked him, what are you doing? He goes, I was going fishing. My father said, you're going fishing? He goes, you got no fishing rod and no pole or nothing like that. He goes, I had a pistol. He goes, he went in the water and he started shooting for fish. The cops came and he threw the gun away. And he said, because he saw the cops come on the boat in the water. And he said, I threw the gun away. So my father said, you went to go kill fish, to get fish? He goes, I want to bring something for the party. You know what I mean? He was such a crazy guy, he was. I mean, he was crazy, but that was sincere. And the big thing he was mad about, he had Troy a good gun. Because he said that the people on the boat were coming. And I thought it was a great, you know, story that people don't hear stuff, stupid stuff that these guys do, you know. And I just thought I enjoy, you know, flashes back, seeing that and remembering that. Because, you know, I miss them and I miss everybody. So
that was the mentality back then.
Yeah,
Even we all got that mentality. I got crazy mentality. We all did.
Yeah, it was the old days, the early 70s. They got away with a lot more stuff. They were a lot more crazier. You know,
no cameras, no iPhones.
No cameras. They bought guys. They had the law. You know what I mean? It was a completely different time. You know, but seeing it, you know, I was young. You know, and you know when it all started, and I saw a lot of stuff as young. You know, that, like in the book, the first killing. I was young. You know.
Tell me about that first.
I was walking on Union Street and 4th Avenue. we were coming out of I think it was coming out of a friend's house.
9 years old, right?
No, I was 6 years old.
Okay.
And we go in the corner, and my mother stops and says, "There's a couple of friends on the corner," and all of a sudden the guy gets shot. 2 guys shoot him, and he drops on the corner. And she just wishes me away, and I just watched it, you know. But I was young. It didn't affect me like, oh, my God, I got scared and stuff. Like, really didn't get that, you know. It's like cowboys and Indians, you know. So it didn't affect me that much. Later on, when I knew how serious it was, you know. But little stuff like that is, you know, fun. Well, my father got shot in the mouth. I had to rush him to the hospital. He got shot 3 times in a bar one time, and I had to rush him to the hospital. That was pretty, you know, scary stuff, you know.
Yeah, man.
You don't know if he was going to make it or not. You know, priest giving the guy the last rites, and then, you know, you get nervous about stuff like that, you know. So you see little stuff like that, you know, little to me, you know. It just, it was interesting.
Now, what about Nick? Nick, what was your
What was my
2 cents into the book? I know you had part to do with it.
I thought Frankie had a great idea. I was able to give him some ideas and try to help a little bit.
He tried to help me with spelling, too. I think it was a little spelling.
Yeah, some spelling or whatever. Some grammatical stuff, you know what I'm saying? But otherwise, I love the book. I love the idea. It's very unique. It's not what you normally read. Because Frank writes the way he talks. So that's an interesting thing in itself. So if you can get through it and understand everything, you're a lucky guy.
What about an audio? Do you have an audio of the book?
Yeah, but I didn't do it. I wanted to do it. They said no. They said no.
Sick.
No, you know, they control your life,
Especially with you doing it.
I
That'd
wanted
be
to do
awesome.
it. I said, can I do the audio? They said, no, Frank, you know, we're not paying. You know, we got a professional guy. This guy's a British guy.
So
but he speaks pretty well.
That's
well.
what it is.
He speaks well.
Well, you know what, the rock stars do it, but that's what you want to hear.
I wanted to do it. It would have been great me doing it,
You want to hear the writers.
I would have done it. I would have done it great, man. I really would have done it. Because I know the story. I didn't have to read it. I could have just done the story, you know.
Now
But it came out good, buddy. The audio came out good.
Now, let's go on. You got a script that's all ready for the book. Can you
Yes.
talk about that?
Sure.
Okay.
We wrote a script for the book, President Street Guy, Boys Growing Up. We worked on it about 1.5 years now. I did a couple of versions of it. I'm not crazy and happy about it. We're going to go back to the drawing board, but it's ready to go. I mean, for me doing it, I'm really hands-on, you know, and it's my life. So it's really hard when you talk about yourself or you see things. I want it to be everything to be correct, you know, and sometimes it's hard to get everything really, really the way you want it in such a short span of time. But I think it's a great. I think it's a great script.
Listen, something like that, take your time because it's a great book, and I can see that on film.
I think so. I mean, we put a lot of time in it. You know,
Especially with this crew,
I'm
you
pretty
really don't
creative
hear
with the guys.
too much of the original guys. They're in the middle of the center of everybody that they already mentioned.
That's
so this
it.
is where the heart is. They're
Sure.
the President Street. Nobody really, only the real guys know about
They
that.
only make Joey Gallo books or Joey Gallo movies. This is it's not about Joey Gallo. Of course, he's in it because he's a character, but it's the other 20 guys.
You don't hear
know,
President Street in like the Bronx Tale or the Goodfellas or like the
So somebody puts it on the map. We're going to try to put it on the map here, you know. That's what we're trying to do. That's why, you know, you go to presidentstreetboys.com and we get all the information. I got hundreds of pictures. I got all the articles about the boys, every time they got arrested or some murders or anything good or bad. So it's all on the website.
Now listen to this. Now, Frankie has his hands in a lot of things. Fans and friends want to know. I know you got a new magazine. We're going to talk about that.
Right.
Why did you retire Mob Candy? Because that was a great magazine.
I retired Mob Candy because I like to do things original.
And the situation.
Well, I did it. I dreamed it up originally. We created it with some good talent around me, and then people started stealing everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I used to turn around. It's a name. I'm not cocky about it, but if I can create that, I create something else. It's only a name. It's the work that we put in it. It's the creativity that he can write. I can, dream up how I like to put it together, and I write in it. So I said, "What's a name?" It's a name. So I said, "President Street book." We'll just change the name, and we'll just change some stuff in it, and they like Mob Candy. Let them have it. Let's see what they do with it.
Now that whole situation, do you want to talk about it, or you want to throw it away on the side, or do you want to just say it fast?
It's not, because they're dying with it too.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're making money, I would be a little annoyed. But every time they robbed, or they used it, our website got hit strongly. So every time somebody would use a name or in any capacity, they would go to Mob Candy and I would sell magazines. So,
Yeah. Listen, good luck with it. So the new magazine, Mob
Street
Candy
Boys.
magazine is called the President Street
Boys
Boys.
now.
You got first issue just came out the fall
Yes.
of
First ca-
2016.
Just came out. So that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Screw
But I'll let you
the
know.
World of Porn.
That's it. Screw you.
And that's with Al Goldstein, right?
That's about Al
Who's Al
Goldstein.
Goldstein? Tell everybody.
Al Goldstein was the publisher of Screw Magazine from 1968 to 2003, and we happen to be the distributors for him. So I've been with him all my adult life almost.
For people
He
who
died,
yeah.
and but he's a pioneer in the porno business as far as legalities, as fighting the system as far as having things passed or what was not right or right. So he spent a lot of money, and he fought the system and won. So he was a great story.
What's your plans for the future? I know you're doing this book next year. What's next right now? You just going to chill for the holidays?
Right now, we're going to concentrate on the script. I think the script is important. I think that's going to really put us on a map, because it takes time to hustle it after we've done.
Yeah.
And me being as critical I am on it, it's going to take a lot of time. So I want to just get it done properly. So when we present it for somebody that might want it, or if we do it ourselves, if we get the money, it's got to be right. That's what I'm asking for, to get it right.
All the best, man. I hope you find your dream.
Yeah,
Be
nice.
good.
I got to be an actor next.
Listen, you
That's
got to
it.
star in it.
I did everything else. I was a hooligan, I was a publisher, and I'm a writer, and I'm going to be an actor.
Just don't forget me
I'm
when
gonna
you
forget
when
you,
you're
right?
casting.
We go together, man.
Listen, I know you're one of the guys that don't forget,
Forget,
and
right.
there's a lot of guys that do forget.
I won't forget. I never forget nothing.
So listen, the President Street Boys, check it out. It's a great read. Frankie and Nick, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Now I gotta go pay. How's everybody doing? All right, the President Street Boys. Check it out.